We have heard from Democrat Stephen A. Smith. He's blasted the BS that we keep hearing from the Democrats as Donald Trump tries to get a peace deal. And he didn't hold back as he really stated the obvious and gave some obvious truths, giving the Democrats a reality check that Donald Trump has done more than any administration to end world conflicts, and a reminder that this war started under Joe Biden's watch.
We ain't gonna act like he caused this now. It's Democrats in office. It was Biden in office when a full-fledged war against Ukraine took place, courtesy of Russia's instigation, no matter what they try to say to Trump. It was Russia that invaded Crimea, and that was under the Obama administration. It was Clinton in office when you made a deal that disarmed the Ukraine and therefore weakened them, leaving them dependent on the United States. And now, here they are having to beg for support that they're owed because of what we promised them as a nation. We promised them this. You owe it to the Ukrainians. You absolutely do. I'm not saying I like it. I'm not saying I like spending billions of our taxpayer dollars to them. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is promises made are supposed to be promises kept.
Now, finally, Josh Hammer, look, what did you make of what he had to say? It was refreshing to hear someone on the left actually give credit where credit's due.
Gabriella, it's funny. I'm a longtime sports fan, and back in the day, Stephen A. Smith would rant like that about like LeBron James or Tiger Woods or something on ESPN. So this whole kind of Stephen A. Smith delivering these political hot takes is kind of a whirlwind to me. Kind of makes me wonder what exactly he's gearing up for, frankly. I mean, is the political run himself? He's a very charismatic figure, certainly. I guess we shall see. He also actually has some interesting bipartisan cross appeal. So he is ostensibly a Democrat. I believe he's still a registered Democrat, but he's a very moderate Democrat, as we heard in that rant just there. He's maintained some across the aisle friendships with people like Sean Hannity, Mark Levin, and others there. Look, that was a pretty clear-eyed rant as far as I'm concerned there. I think it's no accident. As Donald Trump has been fond of noting, Gabrielle, and he's totally right to note this, Vladimir Putin has a habit of invading Ukraine when one party is in charge, when the Democrats are in charge. He swooped into Crimea in 2014 during the second Barack Obama term. He swooped in 2022 during the first, and praise be to God, the only Joe Biden term there. So, if Donald Trump was in power, as he likes to say, this obviously would not have happened there. But Donald Trump also, Gabrielle, let's not forget that for a very, very long time, essentially since his very first days in the Oval Office in 2017, the left and the media, but I repeat myself, they have excoriated, they have decried Donald Trump as some sort of warmonger, as someone who is trying to impose totalitarian hegemony all across the world there. He's trying to do XYZ things, World War III, blah, 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 blah. This is the greatest peacemaking, deal-making president of my lifetime, arguably, frankly, in American history. I mean, look at all these peace deals he's orchestrating. My goodness gracious. India and Pakistan, Thailand and Cambodia, Armenia and Azerbaijan. I was in Armenia 2 years ago. I saw that conflict up front and personal. It is a bitter, bitter, bitter conflict. The Israel-Iran ceasefire after the 12-day war, Rwanda, the Democratic Republic of the Congo. I mean, I could go on here, but this is extraordinary diplomatic prowess. I mean, everyone from Trump to Marco Rubio as Secretary of State and on down the line there, just doing an absolutely phenomenal job, which is why if you are an intellectually honest Democrat, which Stephen A. Smith is, you really just have to kind of tip your hat at that point and say, job well done. I mean, let's see what happens with Russia, Ukraine. That's the big elephant in the room. Let's see what happens there. But on the other hand, if you're not an intellectually honest Democrat, if you're just a total left-wing hack like an Abby Phillips, well, we all saw that.